CR.
Hello and welcome to Sassy Sax and Kale Kozak. Wednesday mornings here on WICR have never looked better.
It looks like a train wreck.
Even though the two of us are about at that point ready to jump off a bridge.
Oh my gosh!
I know, it's horrible.
It's such a terrible thing to say. We're both saying we're okay. We're not doing that.
Well, not yet. Maybe next week. Anyway, so what's new, Kale?
I saw Luke Bryan.
Ooh,
and my heart melted.
Aw.
I've never been to a concert before. It was my first concert ever. Because I don't count the county fair concert where I saw Foreigner, which was a good concert, but it wasn't the same experience. I almost cried because I was so emotional and so happy that it was Luke Bryan in the flesh.
Very nice. So how close were you guys?
We were on the lawn seats, so it wasn't really close at all. But they did have screens, so like anything big we got to see on the screen. And I mean, you still had a good view because everybody in front of you was at a lower level, and then everybody on the lawn, it was on a hill. So it just elevated naturally rather than like any seating arrangements. Nobody felt like they were on top of each other. Of course, when I was dancing, I felt like I was going to fall on some people because I go crazy, but...
It's okay. We've all been there.
Yes.
Well, maybe. Maybe just some of us, but...
Maybe just me.
A good chunk of us have been there. So, well, that's cool. So what was your favorite part of the concert?
Okay, there's this part I keep reliving in my head, and it's this song that he sings called Kick the Dust Up. And that just, the lighting, the way, Ian Sachs. It's fascinating.
I've never heard anyone say the lighting.
What was the lighting? It was the whole experience. Yeah, but the lighting was so, I was in theater, remember, too, so...
Makes sense.
Between the lighting and the sound and just him, the way he sang it, and the song itself is just like pretty fun.
That's cool.
So that song just keeps resonating in my head. But I also the opener was really good. I'm a fan of the opener, which people don't really get to say much, but I like one of his songs called Like a Cowboy, and it is by this man named Randy Houser, and he performed it. I had to go to the bathroom so bad, but I waited.
Some things are more important than going to the bathroom.
Yeah, I made friends in the bathroom line.
That's cool.
I always talk to people wherever I go.
That's awesome.
So the bathroom line was one of those lines because when you're waiting on the line for about 45 minutes, it felt like, you have to talk to somebody. I went to the bathroom alone.
Makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I went to a concert not too long ago, about 2 or 3 weeks ago. Probably was 2 weeks ago now. Village People.
Really?
Yeah.
I saw them.
Yeah.
At the county fair.
Ooh.
Yeah, we had good people at the county fair. My brother and I were very big Village People fans back in the day.
Gotta love YMCA.
And so when we saw them, I brought my police officer hat, and my brother brought his Indian hat.
That's awesome.
Or Native American hat, I should say. And my sister wore a construction worker hat. Like, my parents brought them all.
That's cool.
And
so you guys were basically like mini Village People.
Yep, and then my brother got to meet them.
Ooh.
I don't know why I didn't, but he did.
That's really cool. Yeah, so that was a lot of fun. And it's funny because at my internship with the Rockland Bulgers this summer, when there's a pitching change, they have like some of the interns go up on the dugout ceiling right in front of the fans and do the YMCA. Like, they played it over the loudspeaker. So then when I saw that there was the concert at Playland, I was like, oh, absolutely, I have to go now. Just seeing YMCA all summer, I was like, all right, now, and they're coming right here. It was awesome. And it was funny because right before, so obviously they went out with YMCA. They did that last. But right before that, the lead singer went, okay, now we only have time for one more song. And he said, and we're going to take requests. Anybody have a request? And then, like, everyone started chanting YMCA.
Of course.
And then he goes, wow, that was a surprise.
That's actually not my favorite Village People song.
Really?
Can't Stop the Music.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
That's so fun.
I think that my favorite, that YMCA has to be my favorite Village People song, but my favorite song that they performed, like the one I think they did the best job with, was Macho Man.
That's a fun song,
That's
too. And in the Navy.
Yep. Then the lead singer came out as like a Navy officer. That was pretty cool.
Okay. But there is a military person already.
Yeah, but he's in Army. He's in the Army.
Okay.
And actually, speaking of the Army soldier, my dad actually went to high school with him.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Now, these are the originals. Because
Yeah.
I know when I saw them, the police officer wasn't the original.
I think it was the original. I don't know. But they were good. So.
Okay. I mean, I'm not a big fan of YMCA. But you know what I'm also not a big fan of? Journey's Don't Stop Believing. I think I just can't like the songs that everybody else does. It's just overplayed, overrated. Best Journey song, hands down, is Separate Ways. And they have two other ballads that are better than Don't Stop Believing, which is Faithfully and Open Arms.
Yeah.
Don't Stop Believing is not that good. It's just catchy.
Yeah, I have to admit, when I first heard it and got really familiar with it, I liked it a lot, but I definitely see what you mean, and it's lost some charm to me because it's just all over the place now.
And people are doing their own renditions of it that stink.
Yeah.
They're terrible. I don't appreciate it. And my number one band for that time period is Journey. So it's not like I don't like the band. They're my favorite classic. I classify them as classic rock. They're my favorite classic rock band, but just not having it with that song.
Very interesting.
I think it's because I also am very familiar with their other work.
That's true. That's one thing. If you asked me right off the top of my head, name another Journey song, I couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not that big of a fan of theirs, so I just know what the big popular song is, and that's Don't Stop Believing. So I'm sure I've probably heard other Journey songs. In fact, I know I have.
You definitely heard Open Arms and Faithfully.
Yeah. It's just that because it's so overplayed, that's the one that you associate with Journey. But that's pretty interesting. Wow. All right. So, music. Anything else we want to get on with music?
I love music. I've been listening to so much music lately. I'm so happy with it. What else have I? Frank Sinatra is my love.
Oh, he's classic.
I've been listening to him a lot lately.
You can't go wrong with any Frank Sinatra song.
No, you really can't. You really can't. What's your favorite one?
I think it depends on the mood I'm in.
My Way.
Yeah, that's good. I think it depends on what song which Frank Sinatra song gets stuck in my head, and then at that time, that's the one that's in my head.
No, that makes sense. There's some days where it's a Fly Me to the Moon day.
Yeah.
Or Come Fly With Me. He flies a lot.
He's a happy guy. And why shouldn't he be?
If you're Frank Sinatra.
He's Frank Sinatra.
I don't blame him. My dad and I, when I was a baby, that was our song, My Way. And so, we would sing it all the time. I'll never forget when him and I went to go to the hospital when my mom was going into labor. That's the song that was playing when I was 2. And I still remember this very vividly. We were going over the bridge in the minivan at the time. I guess he was preparing. I feel like it was a minivan. And I remember playing My Way, which isn't anything abnormal because we played My Way all the time. And then, so that was my dad and mine song. And then my mom and mine song was On My Own from Les Miserables. So my dad and I always played My Way. I grew up with the song. I used it like during my graduation time from high school. I referred to it a lot to get me through graduating. And when Jeter retired and they used that song, it was a very emotional time for me. Because, one, that's my favorite player. That's my hero of baseball. And he's leaving. It's the end of an era. I felt like it was the end of my life because they used that song. Oh, my gosh. It was a rough moment.
See, now, I would have pictured you saying New York, New York, because that's what they play at Yankee Stadium after the Yankees win.
That's my other favorite one.
Okay. That makes sense now.
I sing that one a lot, actually. But I don't have the same connection to, like, my dad.
Oh, yeah, no.
And I still am connected to Jeter. Like, even though I connect to the Yankees, and it's fun. But at the same time, we also have to hear Eliza Minnelli singing it.
Yeah, not definitely.
And I don't like when she sings it for two reasons. One, because we lost, and two, because it's not Frank.
Yeah. Well, that's like here at Iona when they play Back in the New York Mood, or that instrumental song, and it's like then like other places I've heard this song that they play here after we lose, and it's just like I just can't take that song. It just bothers me. It's not a bad song. It's just like I associate it with us losing here at Iona, and it's just it bothers me.
I don't know why they chose Back in the New York Mood.
Because that's what they play after the Mets win at Citi Field, and Brian Byer's a huge Mets fan.
You're joking.
Swear to God.
We play it because of the Mets. Why can't we play New York, New York?
Because
we're closer to that.
Because he hates the Yankees.
Then let's just choose a new song.
The Evil Empire.
And let's not be biased about it.
So what song would you choose? Back in the New Rochelle mood? New Rochelle, New York?
American Pie.
Alright, that makes sense. But that's a sad song, though.
I mean, nobody thinks of it as sad. Everybody's like cheering and dancing when it's on. But nobody's ever actually listened to the words except me, because I watched it. I watched this video with my grandpa, and it was the song, and then somebody made a slideshow of every picture that went along with every word. So it was kind of cool.
That is pretty cool.
So I got to know what it was about.
Interesting. Yeah, that's one of the things with music is that people latch onto a song and it's got a nice upbeat ring to it. You think, oh yeah, it's a nice song, but if you actually listen and process what the words are, so many different connotations from what you just get by just passively listening to the music.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's one of the great things about music is that there's so many different interpretations of it that if you create a personal connection to it, like the way you have for My Way, it's it really does connect to everybody.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
music's wonderful.
Music is wonderful. I think that is the sentiment that we should go out on here. We'll take a quick break. Be back here on the WICR Morning Show. Sassy Sax, Kayla Kozak, hitting up your Wednesday.